Welcome back to day 8 of our Conquering Overwhelm series. I'm thrilled to have you with me. Thank you for joining me along the way. We have completed week 1 of Conquering Overwhelm, your 21-day path to resistance. The live series, live and available to you for a limited time. And I'm thrilled to be starting the second week with you. Today, we are diving into day 8. Getting everything arranged on my computer here. And I hope that you are having an easy start to your day. Thank you so much for joining me live. If this is new to you, there will be a link in the description of these videos, whether you are joining me in the 3x Less Stress YouTube channel or in the Live with Less Stress Facebook group. You're going to find the link so you can register and get your Conquering Overwhelm workbook, and you can play along. These replays will be available in those 2 locations for a limited time. So go ahead and head on back to the beginning, dive in. If you feel like you can do more than one day's activities, by all means. My ultimate goal is to make this digestible and doable so you enjoy coming to this every day. My secret objective, not so secret, is to help you foster a habit of self-care, of checking in with yourself on the regular so that you can be aware of the triggers, of the signs that you are moving into overwhelm, that burnout might be creeping up, so that you can come back to balance. You can find the ways to restore and recenter yourself so you can recover. That is the magic. That is how we meet stress with a healthier relationship so that we can move forward. We can strive to succeed in our goals. Our target is not to have a zero stress lifestyle. It is to have a healthier relationship with stress and to look for these powerful ways to enhance our resilience. So here we are in our workbook. We are up to day 8. So yesterday was a review. And in yesterday's videos, I talked briefly about all the places we have been so far in the week that we have covered together. And yesterday was an invitation to journal on that. So I journaled. And as I like to say, after you clear the cache and really get down through the layers, that's when the real insights and ahas start coming up. So as I was filling the page, it was very insightful for me to see what was coming up. What are some of the sources of stress? Now, those are not necessarily a surprise to me. I did the assessment. I assessed my goals last week. I know where some of this stress is coming from, but also I'm recognizing that some of my coping habits, tend to lead to procrastination, lack of focus, and that is adding to the stress that I feel because things take longer than I expect them to, because I have a terrible tendency to get lost in my inbox. You might hear other people talking about their production secrets and ways to get down to inbox zero. That's never going to be my target. I just make sure I'm not missing anything important, and I rely on that powerful search feature to help me find anything if I need to go back and find it. So we all have our own priorities. If you're an inbox zero kind of person, well, I hope you'll stay for the mindfulness techniques that we are going to be exploring together this week. So now, as your workbook is laid out, and with the link, you will get an email. You can download this workbook. You can use it online, fill out these fillable fields, or you can print it. So if you were to print your workbook, then this little check-in would be facing today's exercise. So I just want to point that out to you. If you are coming up to day 8, and we are going to experience this mindfulness exercise together today, then I hope afterward you will take a few minutes to check in and to write about your progress. Right over here. Take a moment to write. It's on the preceding page. Scroll on back up here. And one wonderful way to see how these different mindfulness exercises work best for you is to assess how you're feeling before and then after. You can check in. Where is your stress on a scale of, say, 1 to 5 or 1 to 10? Choose one of those scales. It's a great practice to come back to as you are working through the variety of exercises we're going to explore together this week. So you might make a quick note before you listen to this meditation, which you should avoid doing if you are driving or engaged in some other sort of activity. So please come back to this recording when you are in a better space to be able to follow along as I guide us through this in just a moment here. Check in before and then check in after. How is your personal feeling of stress, physically, emotionally, mentally? Where does it land on that scale of 1 to 10? And then check back afterward. You might also check in at the end of the day or a couple of hours later and see how you're feeling as you are meeting the business of the day. Are you feeling a little more resilient, a little more patient? Are you finding that opportunity to get curious in the moment and be more mindful in your response in situations rather than feeling reactive, which is one of those signals that we are feeling overwhelmed? You might have listed that on your page earlier in the week. So I'll take a moment now to guide us through a really powerful and simple mindfulness exercise that you can do anywhere at any time. And it is even found to be very effective at helping to stop the anxious spiral of thoughts, of worries, when anxiety takes control and things really start to spiral up. This is a powerful way to come back into your body, to stop that wild escapade of racing thoughts by bringing your attention back to your senses. So again, please do not do this with me if you are driving, if you are engaged in an activity that requires your focus and attention. Please come back to this exercise a little bit later. This is all written out and it's very straightforward. So I know that you are going to be able to utilize this exercise yourself moving forward. After hearing it once, after perhaps reading it another time or two, it's really going to settle in for you and it's going to be pretty straightforward. So if you're in a space where you can be mindful with me for just a few moments, I invite you to come into your awareness of your body. If you're sitting, feel your seat in the chair. You might be lying down, feel yourself being very securely, comfortably supported. If you happen to be standing or walking, be aware of your sensations in your body in this space. And first, I invite you to connect with your breath. Close your eyes if you're able to, if you're comfortable, and take 5 deep breaths. Inhale slowly through your nose, drawing your breath down into your stomach, feeling your belly rise under your hand as your diaphragm moves, expanding the space in your chest. With the exhale, you can exhale through your nose or through your mouth, gently pursed lips, and exhale completely until you feel all of that breath leaving your body. Hold just a beat there after that exhale before your next deep, calm, slow inhale. And we'll move into the awareness of the senses. So continue that nice relaxed pace of breathing. And I invite you to notice what you see. If your eyes are closed, you can open your eyes and look around you and notice 5 different objects that you can see within your field of vision. Maybe hold track of those on the fingertips of one hand as you look around and notice. And let your attention rest on each of those items for about 30 seconds. Notice the color and the texture. Notice the way that the light falls on it. Is there shadow or reflection? Do you notice any kind of other observation, the temperature of it? Does it feel dry or damp, slick, smooth, soft? So as you're noticing 5 things, just engage that awareness and bring your mind to the act of noticing. After you have noticed 5 different items, Then I invite you to move from your eyes to your ears and focus on what you hear. You can close your eyes again and listen carefully, looking for 4 different sounds or tones that you can discern. Maybe you hear traffic. Maybe you hear birds. Maybe you hear the footsteps of someone walking by, your refrigerator or your heater running. And always you can notice the sound of your own breath. After you notice those 4 things that you can hear, then I invite you to become aware of what you can touch with your fingertips. Reach out and touch 3 objects that are within the range of your reach. And notice again the textures of those items, the temperature, the feeling, the size, the shape. Focus on how each of these 3 objects feels, giving it a few seconds of your attention. Remaining with your calm and centered, relaxed breath, we're going to move on now to the 4th sense and notice what you touch. Notice what you smell. Notice 2 things that you can smell. If you're inside, you might be noticing the aroma of the room. Perhaps you notice the remaining scent of breakfast or the aroma of your coffee. If you're outside, are you noticing the smell of grass? Is there a scent that travels on the breeze? If you're in your car, what do you notice about the scent where you are? Try to discern 2 unique scents. You might even, if you can scent the air around you and you're having trouble finding another one, smell your skin, smell your sleeve or some clothing, and pick up another aroma there. There's always something available to us, and calming down to tune into that power of scent. It's a powerful activator deep in our brain. Our olfactory sense is a very primitive sense. And then finally, I invite you to discern one thing that you can taste. If you have some water near you, you can have a sip of water. You might have a small bite of food. You might simply notice the current taste in your mouth. Maybe that's salty. Maybe it's sweet. Maybe a bit metallic. Noticing what you can taste on your tongue. Maybe even just becoming aware of where on your tongue you have that sensation of taste in this current moment. And that is your tour of the 5 senses. You can open your eyes if they've been closed. Continue to take another couple of nice deep breaths. And then I invite you to reflect on this experience. You might go back to the previous page in your workbook and journal about your experience. Just make a couple of quick notes. I do invite you to come back a little later in the day and perhaps write a little bit more about the experience and how it felt for you. How accessible was it for you? Is it something that you feel like you can use anytime, any place? In this era of digital meetings, I am always on the lookout for mindfulness resets that I can use in a Zoom meeting. And this is wonderful. You can close your eyes, but you do not have to close your eyes. You don't have to get up and move away from your desk. In fact, sitting at your desk and becoming more mindful of the things that are on it might help inspire you to declutter your desk. You just never know what other collateral benefits might come from some of these mindfulness exercises. So I hope that you will take a few moments to record about your experience today. Tomorrow, we're going to be back with a variety of breathing exercises. So I will guide you through these. Breath is the most powerful way that I know, again, that you can use any place, anytime, to change your physiology, to move yourself from the sympathetic stress state, from fight, flight, or freeze, or fun into the resting, repairing parasympathetic stress state, which we also call rest and digest, supports those more important biological functions that can be turned off when our body is in the stress state. So join me tomorrow for breath work exercises. It's going to be a great meeting. And I will see you live online tomorrow morning, or I'll see you in the replay. Please do leave a comment. Let me know how this landed for you. Is the five senses exercise one that you have used before? How was your experience today? Was it a little bit differently? Are you inspired to try it out in different situations through your day? Please share your thoughts there. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm so grateful to be hearing the comments and feedback that I am getting from you all who are joining me along this series. And I'm wishing you a wonderful day. May this feeling of peace and mindfulness move with you as you start your day. Until tomorrow, I'm wishing you an easy and day filled with flow, and take good care of yourself and each other. And I will see you then.